What is up? My name is Michael Ortiz Jr. I am the owner of Massage Customs here in Las Vegas, and welcome to another episode of Serving Excellence. I have a very special guest with me today. Serena Angel is here with me today to speak about her experience going from, you know, starting her business and kind of struggling to where she's at now, at a point where she is thriving and growing her business seemingly with ease. So we're going to talk to her today about her experience. Zarina, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for jumping on with me today. So I wanted to go back and just, can you tell people a little bit about you, how you got started in this field, what made you want to get started with this in the first place?
Okay, well, it's kind of been a long history here. I used to work in the corporate field like for 30 years.
Right.
Um, I worked for a utility. It, it was horrible. It paid well, and so you stay because it pays well. But in the end, luckily, they announced an office closure. It's like, yay, here's my chance. But a little bit before that, I kind of saw it coming. So I decided to go to massage school because I did not want to be in the environment anymore that I was in. I wanted something nice and peaceful. So I went to school on my company's dime
Nice.
and got got my license. And um, after I got my license, I didn't do anything at the time because I was still working. And 6 months after I got my license, they announced our office closure. Like, oh God, yeah, I planned that really well.
Yeah, it
Um,
was pretty good
so,
timing.
but yeah, it was great timing. So I started my practice, and honestly, it was I treated it more like a hobby. It wasn't like a business really.
Right, so
It was,
in the beginning, did it take off right away, or did you ever work for
no,
did you ever work for someone else, or did you just go straight out into your own business?
I just started my own thing.
How long
So
ago was that?
that was a very long time ago. I started in 2008, and
Okay.
I just really kind of just treated it more like a hobby, like, oh, made a few bucks here, made a few bucks there. And at first, I just rented a room from somebody else, so my overhead wasn't very high.
Right.
But then I moved my practice to a commercial building, um, beautiful suite, but my overhead is high, and I never really changed my mindset. Um, I didn't really try to market myself much. Um, so,
So how were you getting customers in the beginning when you weren't marketing yourself very much?
um, well, um, a lot of just Google my business. Um, I do have a website. Um, a few years ago, I finally signed up for Massage Book, and that has helped. Um, but I I don't do well with face, Facebook ads. I tried doing Facebook ads before, and I really got nothing. Um, so um, a lot of it is just, really from my website and my Google My Business. But I do take insurance, medical insurance, so that has helped. And recently I was approved for taking CHP Kaiser insurance. And that just happened like a month ago, and I am swamped now. So it works out well because of the timing. Um, a lot of the teachers have Kaiser insurance, and it's summertime, and normally summertime for me just seems to get really slow. And now the teachers are coming in. I've had like 45 new clients this month just from
Dang.
being on there. But
Pay
another
well?
thing, um, that's to be determined. Um,
Does it take a while to get paid from you?
yeah, it sounds like it does. Um, but again, I just started that this month. Um, from what I have read, they increased their payout. So, but for me, it's about more about volume instead of sitting around feeling like, oh gosh, you know, I'm not working much. When I do work, I make good money, but
Right.
you know, not working makes you no money. So, but the Groupon has helped me a lot too.
Hold on. So you're using Groupon in your business,
I'm using the Groupon like you taught us.
and
Um,
you have used it before.
yes, I
And
was
how was it before now? How was it in the past for you?
okay. Well, I didn't start using Groupon until December, so it's
Okay.
been about 6 months.
What made you sign up
And
for it in the first place, if you don't mind me asking?
you did. Uh,
Yeah, but why?
yeah, at first, well, in hearing your approach to Groupon, it made me really rethink my mindset because for years I thought, man, there is no way I'm going to do Groupon. They
And how
make
come you
you,
had that mindset?
um, because I was under the assumption that it just wasn't worth my time.
And
Um,
where did that come from?
just hearing everybody else's complaints about how little they were being paid. But
Hmm.
then after taking your courses, it made me rethink how the Groupon works. Um, yes, Groupon does make you offer at a lower rate, and then you get paid a percentage of that lower rate. And that's where I was stuck in my head. Uh, but then
Even after you started, this was a problem for you, right?
there was a
Even
little
even
bit
even
of a
after
problem.
the course.
Yeah, even after that, because I was surprised by the fact that Groupon was offering even a bigger discount now
Hmm.
and then. I didn't know that that was going to happen. So what I ended up doing is just raising the price that they offer to counteract the additional discount. So people are
How did you
still,
raise the price?
oh, you just went in and edited my offer.
Okay.
So so I did raise the price. It was still a good price, but I wanted to offset what Groupon would offer as an additional discount.
Hmm.
So even now, when people are buying at that additional discount, it's at least close to my original offer.
Right.
So, and uh, one of my Groupon people, she came in a couple of times with the discounted rate. I did offer her, to come back at the original rate. But then after that, I just told her, I said, um, going forward, you can uh, buy packages. And she comes every week. She's bought 4 packages so far, and she's hooked.
Did you just say a Groupon customer came back and has bought
Uh-huh.
4 packages from you? I'm sorry. What did you say?
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't hear you.
yeah. She originally she came in, she paid $79 for her first massage with me. That was the Groupon price. And then I offered her that same $79 price to come in the second time. And she was just raving. She's like, oh, I could do this every week. Yeah, actually, you could. So let's look at that. My price for one session is $120, or you can get 3 sessions for $300. So you're saving $60 over 3 sessions. So she buys a package for $300, and so she's bought, well, that's $1,200. She comes in every week, and she also tips 20%. So works out really well.
So $120 per hour.
Yes.
Weekly. And before you started using Groupon, there was quite a bit of struggle getting clients in, getting them to come back in before you went through my course.
Yes. And another thing that I am really focusing on now, something else that you've taught in your courses, is about meeting their expectations, you know, finding out what their key issues are and address those right away, making them feel like just give them superior service. I don't think about, oh man, I'm working here for what, $40? No, I treat them as if they are paying top dollar. I don't want to treat them any differently than anyone who pays my full rate, because you want to get them hooked and you want to get them coming back in. So now when I end the session, I just let them know, okay, take a couple of minutes before you get off the table. I'll see you on the other side when you're ready, and we'll take a look at the schedule and see when get you booked in. I just make an assumption that they're going to want to book. I don't ask them if they want to book. I just open up my schedule and say, okay, let's take a look and see when get you in. 2 weeks from now, what are you thinking? You know, and that's been working. I just, assume the sales, so to speak. You know, if
For sure.
I know,
So you're getting some more customers coming in from Groupon regularly. I know now, like as of last month, you're getting, or this month, you're getting the insurance. But before this last month, it's mostly been your main source of marketing has been Groupon.
yes,
And you've been able to
yes,
grow your business and your revenue from that, and like get a. I know you mentioned one, but have you been able to get a good amount of those people back?
yeah. I've got, I would say 6 or 7 people that I originally got from Groupon are now regulars and paying full price. And also now that I am getting busier, when they come in, I let them know, um, I'm getting really busy, so let's book out a few in advance to make sure you get your prime time before somebody else grabs it. So that's working.
Scarcity.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. How many people would you say overall have come in on Groupon if you had to think back, or
Um,
has it been like hundreds?
no, it hasn't been hundreds. Not yet anyway.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 40 so far.
40?
Yeah, about 40.
And even though some of them might not be coming super regularly, have a good amount of them at least come back one time or two times?
I would say, yeah, 25% of them.
20 years?
So, yeah,
It's pretty good, dude.
yeah.
That's
So
pretty
it's
good.
working. But
Well, what other benefits have you received? Like, are they leaving reviews? Are they
yes,
because revenue in what I teach in the course, revenue is not the only reason people or like a service like this can benefit people, right? Like I tell people, if you do a really good job, even if these people don't come back, they can contribute to things that allow you to get full price in the future, like reviews, like referring people, like posting online about you, or anything like that that's beneficial long term. Not only did you get revenue right now instead of an empty spot, instead of a zero, you made $40 or $50. What is your cut from Groupon or your $79 gift typically?
My cut from Groupon, it's supposed to be 61%.
Okay,
So,
let me just run the math real quick. So if they bought it at full price, you would get $48. If it was a little less, maybe 40.
yeah.
Um,
So, but I did raise it from 79, the 1 hour massage. I raised it from 79 to 90 because of the additional discounts that they sometimes give. So, somebody did purchase one recently well, it's supposed to be 90, but they purchased it at its discount rate, and I think it came out to be like $76 and some odd cents. So it's only like $3 less than my original offer.
right, right. Have you noticed that less people are buying it at the higher price?
It's a little bit slower, yeah. Um,
But that's okay with you because you're getting
but
busier now.
I'm getting busier now. Yeah. Um, so, and then I also offer the sauna sessions, the sauna and massage, and it was originally 99, and now I've got it at 125, and people are still buying those. So,
So
oh,
adding more value, yes.
yes, adding the value there. And as far as the reviews go, oh man, the the I think it's called Digifeel.
Yeah, the
The
Digifeel thing that I promote.
Yeah, the Google thing that you promote. Oh man, that thing is worth its price in gold.
So
So,
before you bought that, how many reviews did you have on Google,
um,
if
I
you
might
remember?
have, I don't remember how many I had originally on Google, but since I started using it, I think I've had 29 added to Google.
Has that
And
helped more
so,
people find you on Google and
yeah,
call from Google? And those people are
yeah,
willing to pay full price. They're not even asking about discounts, right?
yeah, they're just finding me on Google. And so they don't know about the Groupon. So it works
So
out
they're
well. So what I do is I put that right in front of where they sit when they come in and when they check out. And at the end, I just let them know. I said, "Hey, you see that little plaque there? It says Google." And they go, "Yeah." I said, "If you're interested in leaving a review, just tap your phone to that or scan it. It'll take you right to my Google business page, and you can leave a review there." And they're like, "Oh yeah, happy to." And it works great.
Zarina, you're making me so happy. You make
Ah,
me so happy. So because the results that you're getting, has it been difficult? Like the things that I taught in that course, are they hard to do? Like,
they're not hard. They're not hard to do. I would say that for me personally, my biggest thing was mindset. You know, it, when I was feeling like, oh man, people aren't coming in, I'm barely working, other people are working a ton. It was making me feel like um, I wasn't worth it. And I am worth it. I know that I'm good at what I do. Um, so it was all about mindset for me and just making sure that I treat everyone like they're a full paying client, that I deliver what they're asking for. You know,
so let me get this straight. You are getting people, even though they came in on a discount or a promotion,
right.
you are getting people to come back at full price or your full
Yes,
package price at a minimum.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
So now
But,
that that's
but
happened, when you see, because the only advice I ever see online is don't discount, never discount.
I
You
know.
get your full price, like you get your worth. What do you think about Because I'm sure that's the advice you heard before. And so that's probably
Yes.
one of the reasons why you had an aversion to Groupon or discounting or running promotions to
Yeah.
get people in the door. And now that it's worked, like I said, it works. Like I'm constantly fighting in this industry. Hey, this stuff works. What do you
Yeah.
think about the advice of not to run promotion or not to do discounts to get people in?
Yeah. I revert back to something that you said, refusing to discount. Um, if you're not working, you're making $0. Um, so refusing to discount, may get you $0. Um, I don't say absolutely discount everybody all the time. No, but you can get them in the door at the discount, show your value, show your worth, and then they're like, absolutely pay full price.
This is all I talk about.
Yeah,
This is it. That's
yeah,
why you're
and
making me so
and
happy is because you actually took action and you did the thing. And it works. I know it works. It's worked for me. It's worked for every single therapist that I've hired who I showed this process to. It's worked for the coaching clients that I've had. It's worked for people you haven't even specifically really worked with me one-on-one, maybe a couple of phone calls, and then my online course, and you're getting these type of results. If you don't mind me asking, what type of revenue were you making before Groupon versus what are you making
oh,
now?
that
Don't mind sharing that.
that is really even embarrassing to admit.
You could think of it as
Before I
embarrassing. But your story could be very inspiring for people.
before I was treading water, I was making just enough to cover my expenses, no more. Luckily, I am not the major breadwinner of the family. Um, Now I'm making 4 times my overhead, and I'm really getting busy.
And growing more.
Yeah, I'm growing.
You don't have to, but I am gonna ask, do you mind sharing an actual number of what 4 times your revenue or your expenses might be?
Um,
If you're not comfortable with that, you don't have to.
before, before, well, expenses can vary, from month to month a little bit, but before this, I would be making maybe $2,000 a month,
Mhm.
and that basically covered my expenses. Um, this month, I'm at maybe 7,000.
Come on, Zarina.
Yeah,
Come on. Are you kidding me?
I know it. Oh, I'm just elated that I am busy
Are you
now.
freaking kidding me, dude? I wasn't even expecting that number. I thought you were gonna say like 4 or something like that.
No,
That's
yeah,
great. Congratulations, dude.
thank you. Um, but one thing I did end up doing is, um, I had a no call, no show last week. Um, And so that really screwed me up because, there's that hour plus my prep time that I figure into my schedule and my cleanup time. So really, that's 2 hours of wasted time on a busy day where I had already turned down 3 other people.
Mhm.
Um, so I did change my cancellation policy from 24 hours to 48 hours. And now I am also requiring a credit card on file to hold their appointment because this person, um, and unfortunately, it was a Groupon client, and she was scheduled to come back at the discounted rate, and I did not have a card on file for her.
Mhm.
And so that was a hard lesson to learn. So now, even with my insurance clients that are coming in, I am holding their appointment with a credit card. And I just flat out tell them why. That it is to protect me from no call, no shows. If you don't show up, you are going to be billed. So,
How's that going for you?
well, I just implemented that last week. So, but when I am scheduling their future appointments, I am putting their card on file and with the explanation, this is to protect me. And it also gives them a fair warning, like, okay, she's serious. If I don't show up, she might charge me, and she has my card.
Yeah,
So, and if they
good. Yeah,
don't want,
I
if
always
they,
use.
if,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
and if they state, no, I don't want to do that, then they are not my ideal client.
For sure. I always use our cancellation policy as a preventative measure. Even though in my mind, like I usually let one go for
I
free,
usually do too.
but I'm very upfront. I used to be better at this when I had more therapists. I'm a little bit more lax now. I don't get a ton of cancellations or no call no shows. Um, but I was very upfront. Just want to let you know, like over the phone, in the text messages, in our emails, like I would always have our cancellation policy, but I always made sure to verbally say it. Just want to let you know, it is a 24-hour cancellation. We do charge 50% for same day cancellations and 100% for no call no shows. Is that okay? Just want to let you know that. They're like, okay, no problem. So that was mostly to prevent it from happening. And then on the
Yeah,
back end, if it did happen, I would usually, depending on the reason,
right,
I will most likely let it go because in my mind, if I can get them back in, um, they're worth more to me long term than this one appointment,
right.
right? So it's like, but about 100% of the time, if I charge somebody against their will, those people are not going to come back. So it's almost like really I need agreement. Like, hey, go ahead and charge the card. I know I violated your policy. Those are my ideal clients, even though they might have
Yes,
violated my policy. If they're like, I understand the policy, you can charge the card on file. That's my ideal client. So what I do now
yes,
is,
yeah,
um, and I learned this from a card detailer actually on TikTok. What I do now is I'll tell people if they like cancel last minute or same day or something like that, or maybe it's their second time doing it or something. I'll say, today you did cancel on me same day. We normally charge 50% for that. And then I'll tell them we can do whatever you think is fair though. And I put it back in their hands. And if they're like, can we just waive it for today? That's not my ideal client. If they're like, go ahead and charge my card, I might do it or charge the package. I might do it. Or what they did is just reveal to me that they do respect my time. And I might let it go depending on the scenario.
yeah,
Of course, if they're sick, I don't charge, but that little we can do whatever you think is fair really reveals to me whether or not they value my time. I just had somebody on their second. They came in once, they rebooked, they canceled on me same day, basically a no call no show, and um, she didn't even apologize. It was just like, hey, I can't show up today. Can we schedule for a week from now? You know, uh, I'm like, normally I charge for this. I said, but I'm gonna let this one go. And she's like, thank you so much. Like there was no visible reason to respect my time. I haven't even reached back out because I'm like, I don't even really want you on my schedule. Maybe I'll book you last minute. I'll book you same day. But
yeah.
that,
This person, she was supposed to be in at 11 o'clock. At about 5 minutes after I called, got her voicemail, said, hey, just checking to see if you're on your way. Your appointment's at 11. Let me know if something's come up. Nothing. I tried to call her later in the day, just gets voicemail. I sent her a text, um, no response at all. I sent her an invoice. She didn't even open the email. So I made a copy of the invoice and mailed it to her home address. I've got nothing. So, and if if she just even said, called back, said, "Oh my God, I completely forgot. I'm sorry." I would have probably just said, let it go. Hey, I understand things happen. Let's reschedule. And I most likely would have just let that one slide. But someone has absolutely no regard or courtesy to
Hmm.
value my time, no.
100%. So
Yeah.
going back, what do you think? Because I post something about using Groupon for people who are struggling, right? It's a
Mhm.
service that I recommend for people who are struggling to get people in the door because it's easy. There's no upfront cost out of your pocket. So every customer that comes in didn't cost you something before they got there, right?
Right.
Whereas I use Facebook ads, I'm paying $900 a month for the service and for the ads. And so I have to get like 9 customers before I make a dime, right? So that's the benefit. One of the benefits why I recommend Groupon for people that are struggling. That is the key, right? Or one of the ways I would do it is that every time I hired a new therapist, I would pop on Groupon just to get them customers and keep them busy and paid while they grew their clientele. That was another strategy that I used. Not the only strategy, just one of the strategies. So, what do you think the difference is between the results that you're getting going from $2,000 a month to $7,000 plus? Why are people, when they do use Groupon, why are they not getting results? Why do you think people aren't coming back and they just say everybody's a deal shopper?
Um, you know, in my opinion, I feel like, again, if you treat them like complete royalty, think of them as think of it like if they are giving you $500 for absolute excellent service and you deliver, they're going to come back for 120 instead of 90. It's, the difference isn't that big, really. And then when you offer the packages, so for example, my original price for my 1 hour massage at Groupon was 79. I've raised it to 90. So they paid 90 for their Groupon. My regular rate is 120. So they have the option of coming in this again for the 120, or if you like, you can buy a package for 300 that really just makes it $100 a session. That's $10 more than what they paid for Groupon.
Hmm.
So they don't see it as a huge difference. So yeah, it's way easier to sell a 3-pack for 300, and they end up paying 20% tip as well, so they end up paying 360. But in their mind, they're really only paying $10 more for the session if they do a package.
And do you have like a lot of sales skills? Like, do you really versed in like a great salesperson?
I'm not pushy at all. I just assume that they're going to want to do it.
Hmm. Do
Um,
you have a lot of sales training in your background?
um, just from working with a utility. It's like I used to work for the phone company. Everyone hates the phone company, but I was, in that training, getting people to do, a package of services then, and that was like way in my history. So, no, I don't really go heavy on sales, but I am have learned to stay out of people's wallets, you know, just
Hmm.
assume the sale, you know. I don't think about, okay, they're on a limited income, I'm not going to just assume that they can't afford something. I make the same offer to someone who is on limited income as I do to someone who is the business owner.
Well, that's because that is service, right? Just because, like, it isn't up to me to figure out how they're gonna be able to afford something. I make the
No,
recommendation based on what I think is best, that will get them the best and fastest results, and then if they value that, then they can make the decision to either do it, and if they don't, then they don't have to, right? But
right,
I'm not gonna adjust my offer, and I think what a lot of people do is when they sign up for Groupon, and then they're in the mindset of, oh, for some reason they sign up and then they're mad that customers are showing up. It's like they're upset that people are in their business and this thing is working to get them customers in the door. And then they treat them like deal shoppers. And if you don't think,
yeah,
like, the biggest thing you said was your mindset is what really did it for you. Well, most people's mindset who end up doing a service like this is that these people aren't going to come back. They're deal shoppers. They're cheap, like all of these things. And so they treat them that way, because if you're thinking that your customers are that, your actions are going to follow that up. And you just said something so important, that a lot of people take that mindset and then make it affects their recommendation. So they, because they don't think these people are going to come back, well, then they don't do the things necessary to get them come back. They don't make
right,
a recommendation. They don't offer them the package. They don't assume the sale. They don't give them their best service because they're treating them like deal shoppers,
yeah, yeah,
and you're not. That is the main, in my opinion, one of the main differences. On top of that, I think in the course, which, and you can tell me if you agree, you actually learned a process that you take people through,
yeah,
right? It's to get them back in. It's a small, easy to do process that I created that anybody can do to take somebody from a deal shopper to a regular client.
yeah,
And you've just made me so happy. Anytime somebody gets results with something like this,
yeah.
I'm ecstatic. And I think it used to be $99. I think I changed it to like $79 or $69 or something like that for this course. Do you think it's
Really?
worth it?
Yeah. It, it absolutely is worth it.
Well, the 79 doesn't include an hour phone call anymore, but
Oh, you know, and when I was first kind of stumbled onto you, um, I just saw a few posts here and there on Facebook. It's like, huh, this guy has some pretty good ideas. And they were just little tidbits of information. I was like, huh. And then the more I read, it's like, this guy knows his stuff. So
hey, some people would beg to
you're
differ.
killing,
Some
you're killing it.
people do not think I know anything.
But
Awesome. I am so pumped
it,
for you. I'm so pumped for your results. Go ahead.
oh, it just makes me really happy to feel like I am finally starting to thrive in my business. Um, my husband pointed out recently, he's like, you just seem so much happier. And he's like, when you weren't working much, you were just running around the house with that mopey face. Now that you're busy, you come home, you're smiling, you're excited, you tell me about your day. Um, it's just wonderful.
Awesome. You're gonna make me cry, so stop it.
Okay.
Zarina, thank you so much for jumping on here with me today. I hope your story inspires people to make these similar mindset changes in their business. And yes, thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Serving Excellence. You can check out my page on YouTube where I'll be uploading videos like this, at Michael Ortiz Jr. on YouTube, Michael Ortiz Jr. on TikTok and Instagram. Zarina, do you want to plug any social medias for yourself, or you good on that?
Um, I'm good. I, no,
That's the next journey right there. No,
that's the next class.
All right, Zarina, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Stick
Thanks.
with me, though. Stick with me.
Okay. All right.